G'day guys, this is your Admiral speaking and welcome to today's video, which is an episode of the Captain's Table. Sorry I haven't had a chance to do a video like this, or any video for that matter, for quite some time. Unfortunately that's what happens when you have a full-time job, a full-time family with 2 kids under 4, and your PC lives in the living room, where everyone likes to come and make noise. So finding time to make videos when it's relatively quiet will prove somewhat tricky. Fortunately tonight my wife is out for a girls' night out, kids are in bed finally, so hopefully I have a spare half an hour to try and get this done before one of them wakes up and wants something. So hoping to get back into making a lot more videos for you guys. I got a couple more in the works at the moment. Hopefully I'll be releasing those over, so keep your eyes open for them. So but for now I'm back, I'm doing this. Kick off with some housekeeping. I just want to announce the winners of the August competition, which was to receive the most potential damage you could in Tier 7 battle and win. Kicking off first place, Rogueblade on the famous server in Shan Horse, received 1.7 million. In second place, we have Some Dude in the Boise at 1.5 million. And finally, Nate No Breaks, also in the Shan Horse at 1.4 million. So congratulations to you guys, you'll have your balloons credited to your account sometime within the next week. Well done. Just on the note for the monthly competitions, I will be ceasing them for the time being, probably look to kick them off sometime early next year. Not really fair when I'm getting the same 5 or 6 people entering every single month, and a lot of the winners' names are also always the same. It's also not fair to ask people to subscribe to my channel when I'm not producing any content. So I want to get some more content on the channel first, get that happening again, and then I'll look to revisit that. So yeah, apologies for that. I know it's probably going to disappoint a few people, so thank you so much to everyone who has participated today. It's been a lot of fun rewarding you guys for your entries. So as I said, probably look about January, February. The game you're looking at in the background is a Großer Kurfürst game. It's not a huge damage game, but it's not an ordinary one either. In fact, this game is fairly indicative of the sort of games I generally have at tier 10. You know, average sort of game, maybe 2 or 3 kills, average damage about 100 to between 100 and 150,000 damage. So, hope you guys are enjoying the game while you find what's going on. Okay, so what have I been doing as far as World of Warships goes over the last few weeks? Okay, get out of the way, ranked. Alright, everybody's favourite. And it's been at tier 10, which is also at everyone's favourite. Not. I'll admit I was a little disappointed that ranked for a second time in a row was at tier 10, especially after season of clan battles, and also the amount of backlash that it received after the last iteration of ranked. Personally, I would have loved to have seen it come back down to about tier 6 or 7. Myself, I think that's probably the most ideal spot for ranked. I think people are suffering from a lot of tier 10 burnout at the moment, because everything seems to be geared towards it. So we've got, you know, the legendary upgrades we had last season, clan battles for those that were able to participate. The previous season of ranked, which was also tier 10, everything at the moment is geared towards it. And I understand that it is an endgame content wargame. We want you to work towards getting your tier 10s, but with the next season of clan battles coming up fast, once this season of ranked is over, which is also going to be a tier 10 yet again, and then hopefully another season of ranked after that, I would like to hope that Wargaming will think about the playbase and go, okay, yep, enough tier 10, let's put it down a little bit further and, you know, let people, I guess, enjoy the experience and get people into it that don't have tier 10s yet or may not have even started the game yet, you know, give them a taste of ranked. But for that to happen, it needs to come down a few tiers. So I generally think, and I sincerely hope, that the next season will be around about the tier 6 or 7. so, and not tier 10. Don't get me wrong, I love tier 10 as much as the next person does, so I play most of my games at tier 10 these days, and I'm fairly comfortable with it, although this season of rank has not been my best. So I think for about 5 days I just kept going rank 11, rank 10, rank 11, rank 10. I was just backwards and forwards for about 5 days or so. Just went, nah, gotta stop. And I've taken a break for about the last week or so because it was just driving me absolutely mental. And today I've kind of gotten back into it, and started off going back to rank 11, but I managed to claw back a few wins. I got a couple of stars at rank 10 now, so hopefully now I'm in a position where I can start to push that a little bit more and see how far I can go before this season's out. So, but yeah, I genuinely needed that quick break, so I didn't burn out, as I mentioned earlier, or go completely mental, as I know a few people have done in the past. So that's where I'm at the moment. On to new content that's coming. Obviously, Jean Bart, Alaska, and the Royal Navy destroyers have all been teased. We all know they're coming. I'll admit I've been hanging out with the Jean Bart since it was announced. I've managed to save up well over 750,000 free XP, if that's how they're planning to release the ship. No word yet on how the ship is going to be available. I certainly hope it's free XP. If not, then I'll use it on something else, because I still don't have the Musashi or the Kronstadt. And likewise for the Alaska, again, we don't know how that's going to be available yet either. So hopefully some announcement will be made on that in the near future, so that we all know what we can do for that. RNDDs, very much looking forward to the next patch and the release of the Royal Navy event. I thoroughly enjoyed what Wargaming did with the US cruiser split and how that was worked, and also the French battleships as well. So I think they did a really good job, and I think they've hit on a pretty good formula for that at the moment. Now I know there's a lot of people out there going, well, why aren't they releasing it all at once? It's because, well, what I think anyway, people are just getting these lines, they've got all the free XP on the sun and just free XPing all the way to tier 10 without having played some of the lower tier ships in the first place. And so I think releasing them in the manner that they are, like the Royal Navy, like the US cruisers and the French battleships, where you get a few of them released initially, play them, and then releasing the rest of the line 1 or 2 patches later, I think is actually very, very smart on Wargaming's part to get people into the line, get them used to playing it before they go up to tier 10 and ruin everyone's day. So, as far as other ships go, yep, we've probably all heard Russian battleships coming, so are Italian cruisers. Looking forward to seeing what those ships look like. With the Italian cruisers, I do have both the tier 6 and the tier 7 Italian cruisers. I'll be honest, I don't play them much. I really should, but I don't. But look, one ship line I would love to see, being Australian, is some Commonwealth lines, so destroyers and cruisers. May interest everyone to know that by the end of the Second World War, Australia alone had the 4th largest navy in the world. So I find it rather unusual that Commonwealth lines haven't been given any attention, apart from the premiums which we've got, and I have them all. So I'm sure there are a lot of people in Australia, New Zealand and Canada that would love to see some of those lines, but obviously the argument is, well, how do we make them different from the Royal Navy ones? So there's that side of it as well. One thought I had was, okay, we'll give them Perth smoke, allow the cruisers to fire HE, and give the destroyers speed boost. Has merit, it makes them different from the Royal Navy. But yeah, I'd be curious to know if anyone at Wargaming is actually giving that any thought at all, and Obviously, I know that, as I said earlier, Russian battleships and
Gegnerischer Kreuzer versenkt.
Italian cruisers, I believe, are the next lines off the ranks when Royal Navy DDs are done. After that, I would expect maybe French DDs. So hopefully, the Royal Navy, the Commonwealth lines will get some love and attention once all those bits and pieces are done. Another thing that everyone has been looking at and waiting with bated breath is the CV rework, and I can hear the collective groans all the way from here. We've all seen the footage. I'm not going to put any footage up because we all know what it looks like. I think Wargaming broke Reddit when they announced it, and to me, I think it looks great. I think the rework looks really good at the moment. I look forward to seeing how they manage the rest of it, as far as AA goes, captain skills go, all that sort of thing. So it's also been rumoured that they have Royal Navy aircraft carriers in the works as well, and there have been some preliminary pictures, I think, leaked on Reddit at this stage, but I know Wargaming won't release any more carriers until this rework is complete. So hopefully that happens sooner rather than later. I can't wait to get on a quick test and test a new gameplay. I know a lot of people out there are not happy with what they've done. A lot of people like the old RTS style, but I can understand where Wargaming are coming from with this rework. One, they want to get it on console, and the current RTS style doesn't, or it's not conducive to playing on a console. And two, they need to balance. They need to balance them out so there's not such a massive skill gap between those that can micromanage RTS very well and those who can't. It should be a class that everyone should be able to pick up and play without having to worry about all the micromanagement that goes into it that a number of people seem to be rather skilled at doing, but a lot aren't. I haven't played carriers for a while. I have both tier 9s. I've not been tempted to take them out at the moment. I mean, I'm not the worst aircraft carrier player in the world, but I'm certainly not the best either, so I made a decision quite some time ago that I wouldn't play my tier 9 carriers until the rework is complete. So that's another reason for me looking forward to this rework. So hopefully we will see something more soon. I know Wargaming have, as we saw, they've teased it. Would be nice to see maybe more teasers within the next couple of weeks, just to keep people interested, whet people's appetites, all that sort of stuff. I think it would be appropriate. Let's go, hey, look, this is what we're working on at the moment, this is what we're considering, and all the rest of it. So hopefully that it will end at the super test soon, and we'll start getting more feedback on how that all goes. So yeah, fingers crossed for that. Now there was something happened on Reddit earlier this week that I did want to touch on, and it's to do with Flamu's stream. I know every man and his dog out there seems to have an opinion on this at the moment. I'm no different. I'm sure all of you are exactly the same. I'm sure you've all been through as well. But I just wanted to take this opportunity just to, I guess, add my 2 cents in. Look, I do subscribe to Flamu's YouTube channel. I rather like his channel, especially when he's in instruction mode. I think he does instructional videos very well. I haven't subscribed to his Twitch channel, mainly because I've just seen some things I go, don't like that. And look, that's the way it is. Now, there may be some people out there who get really offended by a lot of this stuff, and if you are offended, then don't watch the channel. That's one option to you. Another one is unsubscribe. If he's losing subscribers and money because it is what he makes his living off, he'll change his tune. Or if you feel that strongly about it, you make a wargaming about it. At the end of the day, he is a public figure. Even though he's not being paid by Wargaming, he's still a public figure representing their company, representing their brand, and I think Wargaming have a level of responsibility in managing how he produces his online content in that regard. If people are finding it offensive or they don't like how he talks about some other people, then I think it's appropriate that some people speak up. As far as calling him out on Reddit, like some people did, that I don't agree with. I thought that was very ill-conceived. I thought it was wrong. So, as I said, if you don't like something, there are other ways to manage it. First and foremost, just ask him to stop. And now he can probably turn around and tell you to get stopped, and he's well within his rights to do that. Failing that, then you take it further. You don't go on a forum like Reddit and commit slander, for want of a better description. So that did bother me quite a bit. iChase did a video about this a few days ago. I agree with some of the things he said, I don't agree with others. But I think if you're a public figure working for a company, even if it's just promoting a company or promoting a product, the way that a lot of the community contributors do, I'll admit I'm not a community contributor, I'm just a content creator. But I would still like to think that I conduct myself in a respectful manner towards the company, towards the game, towards other people who play the game and have a vested interest in it. So that's just my thoughts on it. I don't want to drag on about that for too long, but I just, yeah, something about that person where it just didn't sit right with me. There are other ways to deal with that. So that's it for today, guys. Sorry to end that on a little bit of a sour note, but I just wanted to get that out there and share my thoughts, as I'm sure everyone else has as well in various forums. But anyway, guys, that's it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and as I said earlier, I'll try and get some more videos done over the coming weeks. As always, take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you all later.